Kristi Casey was, and whether or not she was a fox, stone or not. When I met her, it only took a nanosecond to realize, man, is she ever. From my perch on the top row of the football bleachers, I used to watch her and the other cheerleaders, their short pleated skirts fanning out as they sprang into the air, screaming at the bulls to go, fight, win, as if the continuation of human civilization depended on their victory. The late 60s still bled its influence into the early 70s, and many of us considered ourselves too hip in a mellow make-love-not-war way to look at those bouncing, pom-pom-punching, red-faced girls without thinking, man, are they pathetic. Except, of course, for Kristi. Every time she tossed her dark blonde hair, cut in a shag like Jane Fonda's include, every time she bent down to pull up a flagging crew sock, every time she offered up a sly, dimpled smile, it was as if she'd handed us our own personal box of Cracker Jack with a special surprise inside. She was the kind of girl who could do uncool things, like act as secretary for the Future Farmers of America after-school club, or solicit funds for UNICEF during lunch hour. She told me having a wide range of interests looked good on college applications, and the consensus would still be, wow. Darva Pratt was not part of the consensus, and in fact loathed Kristi Casey and all that she stood for. "Look at her," said Darva, as if I needed prodding. It was during halftime, and as the marching band played the theme song to Hawaii 5-0, Kristi kept time on a bass drum she had strapped over her shoulders. God forbid the band steal some of her spotlight. After they played the bridge, the band quieted, playing two notes over and over as Kristi began a rhythmic duel with the band's official bass drummer. She pounded out an uncomplicated beat, which the bass drummer answered. The crowd cheered, and then it was the drummer's turn. His was a more complicated rhythm, which Kristi echoed, no problem. The crowd cheered again. This went on, the fans growing wilder as each drummer's challenge increased in speed and difficulty. Finally, Kristi beat out a tempo so intricate, so tricky, that after a few beats, her challenger threw down his mallets and bowed deeply, his long furry hat practically sweeping the ground. Flashing her bright white smile, Kristi held up her arms in victory as the crowd exploded. The drum major signaled, and the band played the last measures of the song at full volume. "Wow," I said after we had all sat down. "That girl can drum." "Of course she can," said Darva. "She's our golden girl." I laughed. Jealous? Now it was Darva's turn to laugh. "Yes, it's my lifelong desire to be the wet dream of hundreds of high school boys." "Language, Darva," I said, putting a little gasp of shock in my voice. "Language." The third quarter began, and we sat in the bleachers, warmed by the mild autumn sun, watching the game. Under a great bowlful of blue sky, the trees themselves cheered us on, waving their maroon and gold leaves in the breeze, and dislodging a squad of crows who cawed their cheers. It was as if all of nature was throwing a pep rally for a bunch of high school kids. I shut my eyes and raised my face to that solar warmth, but my respite lasted only a moment before Darva's sharp elbow found purchase in my lower ribs. "Look at what your girlfriend's doing now." Some schools are named after presidents or astronauts. Ours honored a 19th century Norwegian violinist, and our mascot was a furry bull. I opened my eyes to see Kristi chasing it along the sidelines. Darva made a tisking sound. "When it comes to high school girls, I thought the bar was set pretty low, but man, she knocks it over." "You're a high school girl." "A status that will be changed tomorrow when I hop a train to Sandusky, Ohio." "What's in Sandusky?" Darva's eyes squinted behind her lavender-tinted glasses. "Oh, sand. Some dusk." Every day Darva made plans to escape to anywhere but here, sometimes to great and faraway cities, and other times to Podunk and its many counterparts. She claimed every hour spent in high school caused the death of 1 million innocent brain cells, and that she could no longer be a participant in their slaughter. "Write me when you get there, okay?" I said, nudging her shoulder with my own, and we watched as the Washburn Millers